everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I have kind of a review for you, kind of a spring preview on a few of the spring 2019 items that I picked up at Sephora. I was actually really proud of myself because the old me would have picked up 2 or 3 in each of these products in each shade, or 2 or 3 different shades, and I picked one of each shade for each product so that not only could I test it out to really see if I liked it and wanted to possibly down the road pick up 1 or 2 more, but I could also let you know what these new products perform like, what they look like, and give you all the scoop on that. So I have 3 different products for you: the Huda Matte and Metal Dual-Ended Eyeshadow, the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Seaglass Eyeshadow. They released a little preview in a mini 4-pack for the holiday season and have since released their lineup of different full-size shades, so I picked up one of those. And then I also picked up one of the Stila Mystere glitter eyeshadows, very similar to their Glitter and Glow, but in a way different, so I will let you know about that. So I picked these 3 up. I am actually wearing all 3 on my lids today. I've been trying them out and have quite a few thoughts for you. Gonna give you swatches and things like that, so if you are interested in seeing how each of these performed and if they are worth your while for spring 2019, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start off with the Stila Mystere I was going to say lipstick, eyeshadow. This is one of the products, in fact, all 3 of these are products that I featured in my last Do I Really Need It video, and all 3 of these were ones that I really wanted to get my hands on, but again, in dialing it back, I picked up 1 of each. I picked the shades that really just drew me in the most so that I could test them out. So the shade I picked up for this particular product is actually one I was not initially planning on picking up. I was planning on picking up either the teal one or the burgundy shade, but I had already read some reviews on Sephora's website and people were saying that a couple of the shades really had a black base and it wasn't what they were anticipating. Well, I had walked into Sephora a few days after that and they ended up having it on display already. I guess they had been up for a couple of days, and I ended up swatching all of these, and indeed most of them did have a very black base, a very dark base, which I was not expecting. So I ended up picking the shade Spiritual, which is the yellow. It's more of a yellow than it is a gold, but it does have gold in there, and just based on swatching them, this is the one that really drew me in the most and the one I thought was the prettiest, and I actually am quite glad that I picked up this shade. So they do come in the same packaging as the Glitter and Glow and then the Shimmer and Glow, which here is a Glitter and Glow. I'm quite disappointed that they came out with this same type of square bottle because my Glitter and Glows are drying out very, very quickly. I've had them for, yes, I know, about a year, so maybe a little bit longer than that. Yeah, they came out about a year ago, I think. I don't know, maybe it's been 2 years, but drying out, even the ones that I had purchased most recently, not even like the originals, they're drying out very, very quickly. And at $24 a pop, that's not really something you are looking for. And I have heard that because of the square type of shape, it doesn't allow you to tighten it to its best so that the air doesn't get in there and dry it out. But anyways, they did follow suit with the same packaging, but that's okay. Let me bring you up close so that you can see. Now, this type of product, I'm going to read to you the description. You can see there's kind of like a little bit of a swirl in there, kind of like a white and a yellow, and they are all like that. All shades are in that same kind of format. So there are 6 different shades, at least online, and it says it's a magically transformative liquid eyeshadow where 2 marbleized shades morph into one shimmering, color-flipping shade on lids. It says this carefully crafted combination of color flip pigments features a variety of pearls and varying shimmer particle sizes, giving the formula a unique color-changing megawatt finish. And I did find that to be true with the ones I swatched. They did have, let's just say, the teal color in there, but it had kind of like that blackened base, and then there was like a shift of something else. So it does transform as it says it does. I don't find them to be like duochrome, but they do have that little bit of a shift. The long-wearing formula is designed for minimal fallout. I have really not encountered fallout, but I also don't encounter a lot of fallout with the Glitter and Glows the way a lot of people do. So again, I picked up the shade Spiritual. This is supposed to have, let's see, I forgot to let you know what the swirl in this is supposed to be. Let's see, there are more than 8 shades. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 8 shades. And then mine is yellow with gold and red flip pearl. So if I show you the picture online, you can see that red in there, that red spot, because these are kind of marbleized. Each one's going to be different depending on the batch. Mine has very little red. You can hardly see it. I'm trying to see how you'd even be able to see it best, but it is right in that area. I don't know if you'll even be able to tell, but mine has very minimal red. But regardless, I love how it's swatched. I would assume that the one with, like, the bottles that come with a little more red are going to be a little bit of a different shade than these. So it's pretty much each bottle is going to have its own, maybe not one is going to be just the same. No two are going to be just the same, which is kind of cool. So let me give you this swatch. I will zoom you in here in a while after we go through all three products so that I can show you what I am wearing on my lids today. But just so that you can see, it does have the same type of applicator as the Glitter and Glows, which a lot of people like because you can just go directly onto your lid and apply it with that applicator like that. But just take a look at this. It is very, very sparkly, very reflective. And it was the one that was most, I guess, sold in the store. They only had 2 left by the time I got to it. And then I had gone a couple days later and they were completely out. So obviously this is the one a lot of people are going towards. So the first thing I want to tell you about this particular product is that this glitter is finer than the Glitter and Glows. The Glitter and Glows are going to be a little bit more of a lot more of a chunky glitter. So let me swatch that side by side so that you can kind of see. The Glitter and Glow has like the glitter chunks. This is more of a super fine glitter, almost kind of like a shimmer. But I assume it has to do with those pearls that talked about in the description. So here's the chunky Glitter and Glow. Here is the shade Spiritual in the Mystere, or in the Mystere collection. And so it is a finer glitter. If I rub my finger over it, the Glitter and Glow is going to be of a little bit more of a chunky feel, and this one is more of a smooth feel. So as I already mentioned, the majority of the shades have more of a black base, even though they don't show it in the description. The description online will not tell you that it has a black base except for one of them. But I found them all to have that very dark kind of background. Let's see. So the colors I also found, because I kind of read like a little bit of conflicting information on this, that they're really not opaque. I know a lot of people in the reviews were saying it's not opaque, and then when you try to layer it, it can get flaky, and just a lot of people weren't happy with that. I have not had that issue. I find that it goes on quite opaque. The times that I have used it with only that on my lid, something else in the crease, but only that on my lid, I have not had any bare spots, any of my skin or eyelid peeking through. It has been quite opaque, and quite frankly, this is the shade I would least expect that from, because of the fact that it's the lightest shade of the bunch. Actually, there's like a lavender shade as well that did not have a black base, but quite frankly, I would not have anticipated this to be as opaque as it was, and it was quite opaque, and with that, quite sparkly. So I would assume a ton of people are picking this shade up for New Year's Eve because of all the sparkly looks that are going to happen. I also have found that this layers very nicely on top of other eyeshadows to give just that pop. I have done it over like green eyeshadow. Today I have it over blue eyeshadow. Again, I've worn it on its own, and I find each and every time that it does layer very nicely on top of cream shadows and on top of powder shadows. So if I had a choice between these two, I think I would choose this one, quite frankly, only because it just is such a beautiful sparkle, and when the light hits it, it's just even more beautiful. For those of you who are not fans of chunky glitter like the Glitter and Glows, I think these would be a great option. However, like I mentioned, because the shade range can be a little bit deceiving online, I would highly suggest going into store. I picked this one, so glad I did, and this will probably be the only one I pick up out of the lineup. I don't see myself going and picking up any more. One, because of the packaging. I'm not looking to invest a whole lot of money for something that's going to dry up soon down the road like these are doing. And also, this is the shade that just really called out to me. I was not over the moon for really any of the others that I swatched, but this one is definitely worth the $24, because these, I'm sorry, these are actually, wait, I think these are $22. Hold on. Let me give you the right information. They are $24. They do come with 0.15 ounces of product, or 4.5 milliliters, and your packaging same as your other Stila. products, and it is made in the USA. So pretty much same as all your others, same price point. It just is a matter of what finish you like best. But this shade really is amazing. Okay, let's move on to the Huda Matte and Metal. This is also something that has been getting super conflicting reviews. People are saying they hate it, that it's like a liquid lipstick dried up on their lids, that it gets flaky, crepey, all of that stuff. So the thing about it is, it's kind of like I told y'all in the past, that it's just one of those things where you really should know how to apply it before you start knocking a product. Granted, I don't think every product is amazing out there, and I do think different things work for different people. And I get that. I have told y'all before that Huda just rarely disappoints me. In fact, I don't know that I own a product in which I've been disappointed. Her eyeshadows always blow me away. This is super innovative, but her powder, as you know, there's just so much from her brand that I really enjoy, and she is pretty much, or hers is one of my top favorite brands out of all the brands that I own. So this is the Matte and Metal Melted Shadow. It is a dual-ended shadow. Now, I am bummed that it comes in that same square shape. I don't understand why it can't be round, but I'm wondering if this is going to have the same issue as those Stila Glitter and Glows. I don't know. We'll find out. But this is really innovative because you have a matte shade on one side and you have like a metallic shade on the other, which obviously, you know, if it works, then these are super travel friendly because you could replace eyeshadow palettes with one or two of these and you are good to go. So I am wearing this in my crease today. I deepened up the outer portion of the lid with this same matte shade as well. And then the metallic shade I am using over top of my eyeliner. Again, I will zoom you in here in a little bit so that you can see what's going on. So let's just go ahead and go into the Sephora app and see what the description is. I want to give you pricing and all that good stuff. Okay, so it says it's a dual-ended liquid shadow combining a velvety matte formula on one side and a highly reflective metallic on the other. The innovative Huda Beauty Matte and Metal liquid shadows bring versatile color and finish combinations that create must-have looks in one swipe. The matte shadows are highly pigmented and easy to blend, while the metallic shadows allow for a precise application with the paintbrush-like applicator. I will let you know that these are $25, so they're even a little bit more expensive than the Stila, which is hefty for one eyeshadow product. And then you do get two shadows at 0.068 ounces of product. Okay, so for reference, these are made in Poland. I don't know if that is of interest to anybody. The shade I picked up was Cherry Soda and Hot Sauce. I am also quite interested in Private Jet and forget what the other side is, but it was really hard to pick, and I just thought this one would stand out a little bit more, and considering the fact that I really love reds for my eye color, I ended up with this one. So first off, like I told you, these are super easy and convenient to travel with. I mean, really lightweight. I don't find them to be heavy. I mean, others might say it's kind of heavy for what it is, but I think it is more convenient than an eyeshadow palette. So I want to show you something real quick. First, let me give you swatches of the shadows themselves, and then I will show you how I use these, because I think that's where everybody's getting it wrong. And it will make a huge difference in your application and your either excitement or disappointment of the product. So here are the swatches. This is the matte side, this is the metallic side. So super pigmented, very rich in color, as you can tell. Now, if you pack it on your lid like this, the way I just swatched it on, it's gonna get dry, flaky, crepey, ugly. It is going to look like a liquid lipstick dried on your eyelid. It looks horrible if you do that. There is a way to do it. It's just one of those things where you kind of want to make sure you know how the product is intended to be used before you really give it, like right now it has a 3-star rating on Sephora's website. So what I'm going to show you is I dotted 3 dots on my hand. That is exactly how I dot it in my crease. Take a brush, and the stuff dries quickly. All you have to do, let me see, just blend. Now this is going to be kind of messy because I'm doing it on the back of my hand, not looking at my eye. But if you blend, it's going to look very seamless, very creamy. It's super creamy. It blends out very, very quickly. I have not had an issue with it drying up on me, with it looking patchy, streaky, or ugly. So this is the best I can do on the back of my hand. But when you blend, it doesn't look it almost like diffuses it a little bit. It buffs it out to where that dryness actually becomes creamy. It becomes very, very pretty, very seamless. What I have found is that you can really get a couple of different colors out of this one matte. If you keep on buffing like I do in my crease, I will buff it out to where it is a very light wash of color. Then what I'll do is I'll dot a little bit on the outer portion of my eyelid, and I will blend, but I won't blend to the extent that I blended in the crease because I want to keep that one a little bit darker. That helps you deepen up the crease a little bit, getting almost 2 shades out of the one matte shade, which is awesome. I will tell you that this metallic side, if you layer it over top, let's just say you put the matte shade on your lid and then you layer this over top, it will look creepy and ugly. My lid looked like tissue paper when I did that, and I won't ever do that again. However, if you just put this on your lid, just like a blank canvas with nothing on your lid, it looks so beautiful. And I will tell you, there comes a lot out on that little brush, and I have found that the preferred way for me is to put a little bit, or as much as I want, on my lid, and then I use my finger to kind of diffuse it out. It almost like shears it out just a little, brings out the sparkle, but keeps the metallic consistency, and it is so, so pretty. So these really are beautiful. I am actually quite happy. I think I was getting hung up on the fact that it was getting all this negativity that I thought, I think these are going to be so horrible. And actually I was quite impressed, but again, using it the right way. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I have anything else. If you're going to put it on your lid, don't pack it on your lid, also blend it. So just the way you would blend it in your crease, you want to blend it and buff it into your eyelid. So you won't really use a packing brush or a shader brush with this to spread it out onto your lid. You just, regardless of where you're going to put it, how you're going to apply it, always use a blending brush. And I will tell you, you will find that these are very, very convenient, and they give a very beautiful look for as minimal shades as you are using. So this one down the road, maybe the next sale or something, I will pick up the other one that I had my eye on, which was Private Jet, and I can't remember what the other shade was, but definitely pricey. So if you can get them at the 20% or the next sale, whatever, then great. But I really do like this. I think it's innovative. It's waterproof, by the way. Now, it comes off really, really easy with makeup remover for me. So I mean, I loved it. So it doesn't mean everybody's going to want to put that kind of work into this, but I have actually found it to be very effortless. I have not found it to be a whole lot of work. So that is that. Next, let's move on to the last and final product, and it is the Tarte Seaglass eyeshadow. I picked mine up, I don't know if you're going to be surprised or not, probably not, in the shade Life's a Beach, and it is the turquoise color. So they came out with the little mini set of these in kind of neutral shades during the holiday season, and I find that brands will do that when they're kind of like going to introduce a product. And so let me pull it up on the Sephora app real quick while I'm talking. They'll do that to introduce a product, and then in spring they'll then release the full-size lineup. So these are $22 each, so they're going to be the less of the three. You are getting 0.12 ounces of product, or 3.4 grams. Again, I picked up Life's a Beach, and it is the metallic turquoise. Now, in addition to these being metallic, they are highly, highly sparkly. So I'm going to kind of give you a swatch and tell you how I use these, or how I've used this one. First off, I have to say, I am so excited that it comes in a little round tube. No more little square tubes, a little round tube. The topper, or the top part, is glittery, kind of like their lip blings. I love that. And I just have to show you the tube because I feel like it's just so mesmerizing with the metallic finish, with the glitter. I think this is so stunning, and this is going to be the perfect summer color too. So let me give you a real quick swatch. This does have a doe foot applicator that you can also use to just apply it right onto the lid, but I will tell you a couple of things on that here in a second. I feel like this has almost the shift is almost kind of a little bit of a gold, which is so stunning, and it is very, very reflective. It's highly pigmented. It's probably the most pigmented liquid / cream eyeshadow I have ever come across. And so when I first swatched it in the store, I knew this was the shade that I wanted, and they only had one left, and it was really it kind of like met my expectations. It's not like I already had disappointment in my mind like I did with the other ones. So let me bring this up real quick and I will tell you that it says it's an ultra metallic lustrous liquid to powder formula that delivers an intense splash of color and a wave of compliments. This liquid eyeshadow bottles beauty of Seaglass in a formula that glides on in seconds and dries down flawlessly. In as little as one swipe, it delivers an effect that looks like it took hours and multiple products to create. Water infused with marine plant extracts provides weightless wear and antioxidant protection. So yes, absolutely, this thing dries down very quickly, very easily, very seamlessly. It's not messy. I have found that, first off, it is so pigmented that when you go in with the doe foot applicator, if there's too much on there, it's like, oh gosh, what am I going to do with all this on the lid? I have found that if I blend it out with a very flat shader brush, not only does it kind of spread it out evenly and almost diffuse the color just a little bit, but it's almost like it brings out more of the sparkle. I have noticed that if I just go in with the little applicator and I just do it that way, the color is incredibly intense, but even though it is metallic and sparkly, it's not as much as almost when I kind of start using a brush to sweep it just a little bit. It's almost like the Ciate Glitter Flip liquid lipsticks. It almost brings out more of the sparkle and the just the intensity of that glittery sparkle. And it's not even glitter because this is a sparkle that is truly built into the formula. It's there to give it that metallic look, but a brush, if you want to sheer it out a little bit, will do wonders for you. Your finger too, but I feel like because there is so much product, it ends up getting a little bit messy if I do it that route. So I have gone with a brush and I love it. If I want to build it up a little bit more, the way I did today, I just go in with a little bit more product on the actual applicator and I smooth it over just to kind of layer it and give it a little bit richer intensity. So that being said, this is my favorite one out of the three. I love how all three perform, but this one, the shape, obviously I'm glad it's round, but this one I think just it left me most excited, most just impressed, and this will definitely be one in which I get one or two other shades. There's actually one in my loves list that next time I'm able to pick something up, I will, and it is in the shade Night Dive. I swatched that one in store and it was just stunning, but this one had to be the first one to come home with me. I'm also going to tell you, and you'll see this on my lids here in a second, that these two shades, this Life's a Beach with this Spiritual shade, pair up like nothing I have paired before. They are there's such a punch of sparkle and intensity, like metallic sparkle and color, that I just am so happy I picked these two shades up because pairing them together is the way to go. But let me zoom you in now that I've gone through all of those three. And I'm just going to kind of run you through. In my crease, I have got the Huda shade. On my outer portion, I have the Huda shade. I added a little bit of black shadow from just a regular eyeshadow palette to deepen it up. But then on my lid, I have got the Tarte Seaglass shadow. And then right in the middle, I have that Stila Spiritual shadow. So on my lower lash line, I just have an eyeliner, so nothing special there. But let me zoom you in. I'll go through that with you one more time. And okay, so this is like probably the most metallic eye I have ever had in my life. So I've got the Huda in here, I've got the Huda out here, that's just some black shadow like I mentioned. This is the Tarte shadow, that blue, and then right here is that Stila sparkly shade. So a whole lot of just amazing stuff on my eyelids right now, stuff I am very happy with, very pleased with, and if this were a dazzled or disappointed, I would tell you that I'm dazzled with all three. I really am happy, and more than that, I'm proud of myself that I stuck to my plan and I only picked one shade of each of these, and I got them with a gift card that I got for Christmas, so I'm very happy with myself on that. But I think I picked the right shades out of each of these as a first impression and as a starter for myself, and I just love these. So spring 2019, I am very, very glad that brands are kind of coming out with something a little bit different, something just a little bit more innovative and different than what we have seen, just not the same old, same old. So I hope this has helped you in possibly, you know, picking one of these out if they've been in your loves list, if you've been kind of intrigued, and if you've been wondering if the negative reviews are true. Alright guys, before I let you go, I need to give you the verse of the day. Today's comes from Psalms 62, 1 and 2. And it says, "My soul finds rest in God alone. My salvation comes from him. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will never be shaken." All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Not yet sure if I'm posting this before or after the new year, but if it is before, I hope you have a wonderful and safe new year. Just be safe out there. If you're staying home, then even better, because you're already at home nice and warm and cozy. So enjoy the new year. I hope we all have a just most blessed and wonderful 2019, and I will see you in the very next video. If you are new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing, as I'd love to have you as part of this family in the upcoming year. All right, guys, talk to you very soon. Bye.